Take it away, mate.
So McGregor and Diaz have been going back and forth. Look, Diaz has been saying that, Nate, Conor McGregor, he was also bringing up the McGregor Fast program as well, but he was saying, look, I should make my own, like, my Diaz Fast program, my Diaz conditioning program. Just basically talking shit about, like, where was your conditioning when you fought me? And then McGregor bounces back, says, look, that was pre my program. In our second fight, you clearly saw that I was in way better condition, and your face looks like a bowl of salsa afterwards, which is, fair play. And then Diaz is going back and forth and just accusing him of steroids again.
Yeah.
And McGregor was also, and this ties into some stuff that McGregor also asked Jeff Nowitzki over Twitter. But McGregor was also saying, look, Nate, you also tested positive for steroids, yet you're calling everyone out for steroids. It's been a bit weird the last couple of days because they're always going back and forth, yet they've both got they only started going at each other when they both had fights booked. McGregor had his fight booked.
Yeah.
Diaz had his fight booked. I don't understand why they're going at each other right now because they can't fight each other anyway. They've got booked opponents. It's weird.
Maybe they're just trying to keep that hype going, I don't really...
I think they genuinely don't like each other.
Man,
they respect each other, but they don't like each other.
They do not like each other at all. And I feel like that's just what's trying to get them a little bit more attention to go on, because I believe Diaz's fight is coming first. Then it's
Leon Edwards, yeah.
So I reckon they're just trying to stir up a little bit of beef, maybe potentially for the trilogy.
Yeah, maybe put their head in the name in the headlines as well, and just build up their own name and get a little bit more money for their own respective fights. But the thing is, McGregor also put out stuff to Jeff Nowitzki and said, look, and he posted some. He was doing some circuit training, and he was doing some. He was just on like one of the ab machines, just doing crunches on there with, and he was. I don't know. It was very strange. Afterwards, because he was saying, look, after my workout, I went and got urine and blood taken by USADA. Where's my jacket for like 50 clean samples? Jeff Nowitzki, I want to wipe my ass with it. So, and then because he was also bringing up, like, why do we not get to see who tests positive? Test positive for some type of metabolite or steroids. Or a peptide or something like that. Why don't we get to see that in the news anymore? It's very hush-hush. And he was just saying, look, that is super, super weird. And then that brought in like the Nate Diaz saying, look, you're on steroids and all that. This is what steroids does to you. And Conor's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I've never tested positive for steroids. You have. So it's all very, look, I know that they respect each other. If you fight someone twice, and the first fight, McGregor won the first round. Diaz won that second round, obviously because he choked him out. He was very, very gassed at that time. They have a very competitive fight in the second fight. McGregor wins. I believe it was 1, 2, and 4.
Yeah.
And then Diaz won round 3 and 5, I think. Obviously, the narrow decision since it was a majority decision. I still think it was unanimous, 3 to 2 rounds. But if you to go through all of that, you have to respect that person. And we know that they respect each other. They just fucking hate each other. Yeah. And why not do a trilogy in the future? Look, imagine how weird that would be when if Diaz was to beat Edwards. And I don't know if that's that doable.
That's a conversation for another day.
But that is a tough fight, right? Yeah. Imagine if later down the lines they keep winning. They have another fight at 170.
Oh.
Because all of their fights so far have been at 170. For their first and second fight have been at 170. What's the likelihood of Diaz going through Edwards, getting a little bit further up in the welterweight rankings, and McGregor moving up to 170? I don't think it was a smart move on McGregor's part because he's not a 170 pounder. He's very, very small. But I wonder if they're trying to look very far in the future, perhaps in the next year or so, and build that fight up. The slow burn of the fight.
Yeah, what's their intentions? Because obviously McGregor's got this fight book with Poirier, and now they're not in each other's good books after this whole money thing we talked about in our last podcast. But if he wins, what does he want? Does he want a title, or does he just want more money?
Yeah, yeah.
Because
yeah.
Diaz ain't going to be fighting for a title anytime soon. You know, they'll never have the bad motherfucker rematch. So what's it going to be for? Does he just want the trilogy to end? I mean, like, kind of just ticks off the trilogy. They call him the trilogy man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't
I've got a
know.
question for you. This is really weird, but a trilogy happens here and there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But who's been a fighter that has been a part of two trilogies?
Um,
I think that's a good question to put out, really.
Matt Hughes.
Okay, yeah, he had a trilogy with George St. Pierre, didn't he? It's a hard point to put on, but
Matt Hughes and BJ Penn, and I'm blanking on the other trilogy that Matt Hughes had. I do get what you mean though. What about Frankie?
Frankie Edgar, yeah, he's had a trilogy
He
with
had
BJ
he
Penn.
had, he had BJ Penn and Maynard.
Okay, Grey Mayland, yeah, there you go.
So it's been done before.
Yeah, it's done before.
But it's very uncommon.
Yeah, that's right. It's how rare it is. That's what I'm trying to go for. But then again,
I don't think Matt Hughes had a trilogy. He's had rematches, like several, but I don't think he's had a trilogy. I think he had one against BJ.
yeah.
But I think he only fought twice against GSP.
Yeah.
Yeah.